Fauci advisor now indicted. You may remember the name David Morens, now under charge by the DOJ. We see they posted this today, and we have the full indictment queued up here. 29 pages with multiple charges, including conspiracy against the United States, destruction, alteration, falsification of records in federal investigations, concealment, removal, or mutilation of records, and aiding and abetting. And it's not just him that is under the scope of this investigation. There are also co-conspirators, co-conspirator 1 and co-conspirator number 2, which may mean that we have more indictments related to this coming down soon. But before we dive into the indictment, a little bit more about who this dude is. We've got the new DOJ saying he is now indicted. He's a former senior NIAID official indicted for concealing federal records back during the pandemic. And we've been waiting for some COVID justice for a long time here, saying these allegations represent a profound abuse of trust at a time when the American people needed it most. We were relying on these people who told us every day, we care about your health. We only want you to live. No. We're not shilling pharmaceuticals to pump up our stocks and to get big fat federal grants and to make a bunch of money. We care about you. That's why you have to do exactly what we say, or else we think that you should be penalized for that and fired and thrown out of office, thrown out of your job. During the height of the pandemic, said Todd Blanche, as alleged in the indictment, Dr. Morens, and his co-conspirators deliberately concealed and falsified records in an effort to suppress alternative theories about the origins of the vid. COVID, and we got suspended, we got videos removed from the internet, we had doctors who had their licenses stripped away from them, we had firefighters who were threatened with their jobs. It was insane. If you even debated this in America, you're allowed to debate things in America. Government officials have a solemn duty to provide honest, well-grounded facts and advice in the service of public interest, not to advance their own personal or ideological agendas or their own pocketbooks. Many of these people got fat and rich off of this. And so the indictment now announced Tuesday, April 28, 2026, saying this guy, David Morens, he's 78, he lives in Chester, Maryland, is charged with multiple charges that we looked at. He was a senior advisor to the NIAID Office of the Director from 2006 to 2022. Todd Blanche said he was circumventing record protocols. This is from Keusch, with the intention of avoiding transparency. The indictment now announced Tuesday, April 28, 2026, saying this guy, David Morens, he's 78, he lives in Chester, Maryland, is charged with multiple charges that we looked at. He was a senior advisor to the NIAID Office of the Director from 2006 to 2022. Todd Blanche said he was circumventing record protocols. This is from Keusch, with the intention of avoiding transparency. We're not going to tolerate this. Not only did he do that, he also engaged in illegal obfuscation of his communications, but he got kickbacks from doing so. So he lied to us and he got rich in the aftermath. If you engage in this activity conspiring against us, we will not stop until you face justice. She said, when public officials deliberately circumvent the law and hide their communications, they undermine our trust. And if they disregard their legal obligations, they're in big trouble. As a senior advisor working with Fauci and others, Morens counseled senior NIAID official 1 and other senior level staff on senior level policies. He developed recommendations and solutions for issues that impacted the NIH, National Institutes of Health, and wrote and edited manuscripts. He provided guidance, expertise to senior staff members about epidemiological studies. He gathered information from grantees and others in the community about the nature of the vid. This enabled him to understand their historical activities, and he formulated policies and procedures, and then he briefed senior NIAID official 1, which may or may not be Fauci, so that guy, official 1, could then relay that information to the President of the United States and then to the public. Probably Fauci. According to the indictment, Morens, co-conspirator 1, co-conspirator 2, and others conspired during the pandemic to defraud and to commit several offenses against the United States after they terminated his grant. NIH terminated the grant, understanding the risk of a coronavirus emergence, based on allegations that it emerged from Wuhan, the China virus. NIAID awarded the grant to Company 1 and co-conspirator 1, who then made a subaward to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. And the indictment goes into it in a bunch of detail. We'll read through it. If convicted, he faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison for conspiracy against the United States, a maximum of 20 years for each count of destruction, altering, and falsifying the records, concealing, removing, mutilating the records, and hopefully he gets the max.
Here's the Department of Defense, DARPA. Shows right here the gain of function studies all the way down to how they did it with the SARS-CoV-2 payment records, and that it was told by the DARPA administration that it was denied because it was gain of function research. All of this will be handed to you so you can look at it. Here's the 2014 through 2019 where Joe Biden pardoned Fauci for. Here is the exact payment records from, all of this will be handed to you. So this is the payment records that come from Peter Daszak, funneled through Anthony Fauci and EcoHealth Alliance, given to the United States government for gain of function study under a P3CO. Gain of function was paused in 2014. He used a thing called P3CO to manipulate around it. So this right here, if you'd like to see, is actually a signed Wuhan Institute of Virology document that comes from this right here with Peter Daszak, along with the United States University of North Carolina. His name is, okay, so Peter Daszak is on this again, but it's Ralph Barrick. Ralph Barrick developed the no-seum technique in order to develop putting inside a virus and creating a thing. So essentially, I know that I'm getting sidetracked because I'm stemming right now, so I apologize. I wish I would have asked for more time. So right here, it will give you the exact patents from 1965 where the initial start of the coronavirus was being studied. And right here, we'll show you through gain of function in 2014, Fauci went around the moratorium and then actually studied all of these things and did this to society.
Are you trying to sit here and say that I'm being racist? Holy
no, my
crap.
wife's Chinese. So.
Well, good for you, boss. I think that's great. So please don't insinuate I'm a racist because I'm saying something.
I'm just saying that, you know, I see all these people arguing that.
I'm not trying to argue. I was literally trying to.
Wuhan, it all started in Wuhan,
Sir,
and it was a Chinese government
Sir,
conspiracy.
I'm not saying China. Listen, I'm saying the United States.
You're saying the United
yes,
States
sir.
started COVID?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, and I have the evidence for it. And if you would like, please go back to the city council meeting. And you will see me bringing in all the government documents. And if you'd like, you can go in and get all the COVID documents from them. I brought them in for the public to have.
I'm just going to look up Operations SALUS.
Yes.
That one I
please remember the date because it's a Department of Defense document.
Okay.
And the only way for you to technically get the correct, accurate information for that document is to type in the date. So September 28th, 2021. And it shows the vast majority of people in the hospital were vaccinated people. It shows the vast majority of people that were given the vaccine, that they were told it lasts 100% at the very start. It only lasted 6 months. This is at the time they were telling all of us that it was 100% effective. This is at the time they were telling us that there was no way around this. We had to do these things.
Okay. So you're not saying, though, the COVID vaccine was ineffective?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying is that there were unintended consequences of what they were doing.
So how many? Then you have to.
I have the number from DigiAccess from the World Health Organization. 2 million people
were saved.
I have that.
From
FDA.
I
have that. I have that.
Vaccine
I have that.
How many people
You
died
should really
from
take your time and research who lives in your neighborhood.
Okay. I should.
Because I have that from the FDA. For every 2 people vaccinated, 1 was killed.
And that's from the FDA?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go home and look that up.